Welcome to the show. Before we start this episode of Gubs Talk, we would like to take this moment to dedicate this episode to anyone who has lost someone due to the COVID-19 pandemic. For many of us, it can be hard to feel normal, to continue to do the work that is set before us, to even at times to find the creativity and inspiration deep inside. But in the morning, life goes on. And I just want to let y'all know that you guys are not alone. To my mother, Rosalind SPIGHT, and then also to my uncle, Justin Faulkner. Thank you.
Clarksville, Tennessee has a great mixture of local bands and artists, but not everyone that lives in town may be aware that there is a music scene embedded within the community. From rock to country, jazz, metal, all these different types of acts feature members from all different kinds of backgrounds. The hardcore band Guerrilla Warfare features a lineup of all veterans. Tyrell Williams from the band No Name Maddox, Curly, Do It For Davey, and several other bands, along with Tony Serrano from Heads Against a Flower, are all APSU students and very active members of the community. Local venues around town host both local acts and big name artists. Just to name a few would be Wicked Good Sandwiches, The Rebel House, and Vinyl Records, and The Warehouse. Paul SCHUHART and Caleb Benson visit And Vinyl Records to see what makes a local magazine about local bands bop.
Hello, my name is Paul SCHUHART, and I am at And Vinyl interviewing the editor of Ville, a rock and roll magazine.
James Cargill.
Thank you.
Oh, Ville, a rock and roll magazine. And the reason that I went with it and then I stayed with it, because actually somebody suggested maybe you should go with music and make it broader and blah, blah, blah like that. But then once I did that, I realized that rock and roll wasn't exactly a genre that I was talking about. It was more like an attitude. And music was just neutered. You know, that just took all the oomph out of it. So I said, I hate that. So let's do rock and roll and just call it, you know, what I originally intended for it to be. Yeah. And Ville, you know, I mean, obviously, mostly everything that I love about the scene is how everybody is so supportive, and Vinyl, and how this is kind of like a meeting for everybody, and he does shows out here and everything. So yeah. I saw a band play their first show the other night in front of the crowd at Rebel House, and everybody was so cool. Everybody was so into it. I do everything myself. It's a labor of love, and it's exactly how I want it to look. I have no training, but I wanted it to look as rock and roll as I could, and it's not even as sloppy as I'd like it to be, because I know everybody would be after me that knows me. Well, I've had some pretty harsh criticisms, but I feel like I'm getting better. If you look at issue 1 and issue 2, there's a lot of difference as far as like what I have. You know, I mean, it's nothing monumental, but it's I don't know. I'm having a lot more fun with it. I want it to be free. I'm really just looking for it to pay for itself through advertising. Something like this, you know, might help other people get interested in it and know about it and get involved in it. That's what I really wanted to do, is so the whole community could see what was going on, and that they had this really, really cool thing that they don't know about or they may not know about going on that they could be part of, or, well, yeah, even as an audience member, or, you know, if they had something to offer. I'm not used to that from where I came from, and from what I've seen in the past, where everybody is just like that kind of community, like a family. No other way to really describe it. Everybody is so good to each other here. It's awesome and refreshing.
Get the Ville magazines for free at And Vinyl Records. This past weekend, the Warehouse Concert Lounge and Event Center hosted a show featuring local bands Nature Walk and Seven Descent for the Operation Stand Down Veterans benefit. George HIBBARD on that event.
Hello, APSU.
I'm George Hibbard, and I took a visit to the Warehouse Concert Lounge and Event Center to see a special music benefit for veterans called Operation Stand Down. The benefits lineup consisted of 5 bands. Entrance to the show costs $10 when purchased online and $15 when purchased at the door. The show was initially supposed to begin at 7 p.m. according to the event's Facebook page, but actually did not start till 8 p.m. Despite the late start, the show started off with an explosion with the band 7 Dissent taking the stage. From the lineup, 7 Dissent was my favorite because I was a huge fan of their soulful, hard punk sound while still having thought-provoking lyrics. I was able to talk with lead singer Milo, and he said the concept of the band was what if James Brown started a hard rock band. Now, let us tune back to Kayla and Taj for more.
Jeremy and Quentin went around campus to find out people's escape songs and what their life would be like without music.
What is your escape song? Like, what song do you listen to just clear the day?
It kind of changes a bit, but
Oh gosh, that's really hard.
I guess it just depends on what I'm feeling.
Probably Reckless Love.
I think one that I can at least go back to is a song called Fear by Lecrae.
Probably either Gone by Asking Alexandria or Black Sabbath sometimes.
Okay. Why is that?
It represents like my faith a lot, so I really like that song.
In it, he's basically explaining all the fears that he has going on in his life and just him like not allowing it to be overpowering against him.
Could you have life without music?
Absolutely not.
I can't imagine it.
How would life be without music?
Bland.
Bland?
Very bland.
Life would just be boring without music, and it would just not be as fun without music.
Music speaks to the soul. Like, it doesn't matter what genre of music it is. Like, there's something to get out from it. And music was the earliest forms of communication before even like writing.
We use music as like exclamation points or something like that. We use it to highlight specific moments in our life, and without that we probably wouldn't be very energetic, or I guess just well-rounded people. We wouldn't have much of a personality, just be very monotone all the time.
For there to be a world without music, I don't know. Like, how would humanity, like, creatively be at without it? I just don't know.
Performing for the first time an unreleased single from his upcoming album, It's Complicated, Blameless by Benevolent.
Ever since I met you, I feel helpless. I'm just trying to fix myself, I'm selfish. Lately we've had so much that we've dealt with. I'm insane, but I can blame myself for it all. Ever since I met you, I feel helpless. I'm just trying to fix myself, I'm selfish. Lately we've had so much that we've dealt with. I'm insane, but I can blame myself for it all. Yeah, put my fist through the wall. I've been doing too much damage while I think I would fall. Yeah, found my God and got lost, but it's still the next topic. I'm sorry I lost it, just didn't want us, didn't want us being toxic. Now I can't stop it, and now I feel nauseous. Yeah, now I know this is nonsense, but yeah, I'm just being honest. I thought we'd grow up when we enrolled in college. I'm still the same person I was back in high school, trying to make a new version. Maybe one that don't like you. Yeah, Yeah, I keep to myself, cause I don't think I need nobody help. I'm on the run from my emotions, they try to drag me down. No matter how hard I try, I can't love nobody else. No matter how hard I cry, I can blame myself for it all. Ever since I met you, I feel helpless. I'm just trying to fix myself, I'm selfish. Baby, we've had so much that we've dealt with. I'm insane, but I can't blame myself for it all. Ever since I met you, I feel helpless. I'm just trying to fix myself, I'm selfish. Baby, we've had so much that we've dealt with. I'm insane, but I can't blame myself for it all. 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 Helpless.
Wow, man, that was such a great performance on the show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right. If you're just joining in, I have my man Jason Wicker here, aka Benevolent, in the studio today. Just about to ask him some hard-hitting questions. So, how's it going? How's it going right now?
Well, I'm doing pretty good today. I'm glad to be here. I'm having a lot of fun here. So, I love the energy in this studio. Mm-hmm. So,
I just want to ask, how did you get your start, and how did you come up with your rap name?
Ooh, I love that question. Okay, how did I get my start? That's a good question. So, really, I started making music. I've always been making music, but I started making music around the 2016, 2017 era of rap music. Rappers like X and I don't know who else, but a lot of rappers back then, that's what inspired me to do what I do.
Lil Uzi?
Lil Uzi. And I was listening to rappers back then, and that's kind of where the name was inspired from, because a lot of rappers back then weren't talking about the most positive things in their music. Mm-hmm. So basically my name, Benevolent, it's without vowels. So it's just benevolent, BNVLNT, just like it says on the shirt. So benevolent basically means well-mannered and kindly, and that word just basically it looks like an edgy SoundCloud rapper name, but in reality it has a positive message to it. So that's kind of where my name comes from.
So basically, even though you have a hard edge to you, you want people to know that you still have a kind heart.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the music scene here in Clarksville?
Actually, I'm glad you asked this, because there's a lot of rappers and singers that I've met already. It's only been 1.5 semesters for me, and I've already met 7 rappers and 3 singers that I'm working with, and there is a lot of talent in the city. Where I just came from, Clarksville, there was no local artists that I could ever find. But here on campus, I've already found so many people, and I'm genuinely excited to be here.
Wow. How do you relate back to just understanding that you are a Clarksville artist, and did that have any influence into why you pick Austin P as your college of choice?
So I grew up in Clarksville, and basically just being back home, that's why I wanted to come back to Austin P. My mom went here, and so I just love the energy in this city, and it's so much it's so much more positive.
All right. Who are some of your biggest influences?
So right now, a lot of my biggest influences are hip-hop artists like XXXTentacion, The Kid Laroi, Juice WRLD, and then I also have some more underground anti-pop artists like Breakins, Midwest, Glaive, just random artists all over the place. So,
what do you wish your legacy to be throughout the end of all of this? What do you want to be recognized for?
Okay, that's a good question. So, really, I just want to leave a positive impact on the world. I just want people to relate to me and then be able to switch their lives around and have a positive lifestyle and just be happy. Just really try to find true happiness.
Just really glad to have you out here, and especially for that big performance that you had. Thank you, man. Thank you for being on the show. I hope you have a lot of great success with the music business, because I know I'm trying to get my own startup coming, but just really thank you. So yeah, that's been an interview with Benevolent.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thank y'all for joining in, and coming up next, we'll be going over more conversation as we go and look into some more local artists and bands here at Austin P.
All right, welcome back. I would like to introduce Kayla Benson. Kayla, thank you for joining me on the show.
Thanks. That was the artist Benevolent. We have plenty more Austin Peay students who work in music. Here's Kelsey on Claire LaRose.
Everybody knew and thought I was just a fool to stay with you, but love didn't want to find me too. It was all I knew.
Music has, literally ever since I can remember, music has been like my escape, and I always think, like, I always am so grateful that I have the ability to like play and sing, because I'm like, how else would I like release what I'm feeling? Like in high school when I was like heartbroken, I would just go to the piano and like sing Stay by Rihanna. So I grew up playing piano. I had piano lessons, and I just loved the guitar. I loved how portable it was. I loved the sound. I loved everything about it. And I knew if I wanted to learn it, it would have to be like I would have to teach myself. So I would take the guitars from our high school and I would just play it during one of our classes, and I eventually just taught myself how to play. I'm still teaching myself, so I probably have wrote about 12 songs. My favorite song would probably be, it's called Where the Sunflowers Grow, and I just love it because I love the lyrics and the melody. It's like, I just love how that sounds, so that'll probably be my favorite one.
Oh, how I wanna be where the sunflowers grow. Kinda right, oh, I don't know. I wanna be where no one can see. Take me, take me. Where the sunflowers grow, where the sunflowers grow, where the sunflowers grow.
Kayla, I believe you have a few questions and stuff that you would like to talk about.
Yeah, so I wanted to start by saying I really like your song Recovery.
Oh, thank you.
But while I was looking into your band Can't Relate, I noticed that you have a cover of the We the Kings, Chuck Yes Juliet. I was wondering, do you guys have any other like inspirations?
Definitely, yeah. When we started the band, the idea was that we wanted to make music that was very nostalgic for that early 2000s type of music. That was, very popular, all the pop punk stuff. Like for us personally, I know I like A Day to Remember and Simple Plan, Cartel. A lot of people like to compare us to Fall Out Boy, but
Yeah.
I can take it I guess, but sometimes I feel like it's just a little jab, like, oh, you're just Fall Out Boy.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah, that makes sense, because I was watching the music video for Recovery, and I don't know how to explain it, but it does have that like feel for like what y'all are going for, without like, obviously having like the big production value of it, which I think is really cool, because I really like when people can do like really like small music videos, because I feel like they make them better, just because you can tell that they were making it for fun rather than for anything else like money.
Yeah, we did have a lot of fun making that, and we got the privilege to work with Revel House for that music video. They let us film in their space, and that was just a really cool thing to have, especially since we're doing everything DIY and no budget, so it was really nice for them to help us out with that.
Speaking of like DIY stuff, how did you guys come up with the like little zombie hand logo?
The zombie hand was my idea. It was hard when we came up with the name Can't Relate to find like an image that really captured the meaning. And like, I know I'm a very sarcastic kind of humorous person, and so I just envisioned someone having a conversation, and I've dealt with a lot of people that are like, they would say after every other sentence, and I'm like, no, I don't know, but you kind of just nod and just like give them a thumbs up. So that was kind of my thought process on what the logo should be. and I made it a zombie hand because I just like horror movies and I thought it would look cool.
Nice. And then since you guys are having a new like EP coming out soon, are you guys going to change up the logo, or is it going to like kind of stay the same vibe?
I play with the idea of that every now and then, but I think more or less keep it the same and possibly just create some kind of artwork for the actual record when that comes out.
Ohio is like the first time you've performed out of state. How do you balance that and being like an Austin Peay student?
Oh, that's a very challenging thing. So I did have to miss those days of classes, which I wasn't too thrilled about, but luckily I was able to bounce back, and it's a lot of time management. Time management's a big thing.
Before we leave, let's watch their new music video for Bad News.
I don't deserve bad news, 'cause it's all I got left. I can't be where you are, so I can't be permanent.
I can't catch a break, but I know that I look okay next to you in all your picture frames, on your bedroom table, down the hall from the mess that I've made. But maybe it was just you.
I'm having bad dreams about the way that you left, the weight of your goodbye bearing down on my chest. I don't deserve bad news, it's all I got left. I can't be where you are, so I can't be permanent. I don't deserve bad
I haven't slept in days, in a vicious circle, poring over all the words you say. When you make excuses and throw away all the plans that we've made, I'm thinking it was just you.
I'm having bad dreams about the way that you left, the weight of your goodbye bearing down on my chest. I don't deserve bad news, it's all I got left. I can't be where you are, so I can't be permanent. I don't deserve bad news, 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 'cause I can't be permanent. I can't be permanent. I can't be permanent. I can't be permanent. I guess I'll make friends with the cloud over my head. I can never escape it. I can never escape it. I can never escape it. I guess I'll make friends with the cloud over my head. I can never escape it. I guess I'll make friends with the cloud over my head. I can never escape it. Guess I'll make friends with the cloud over my head. I can never escape it.
With bands comes music videos. Here's Kito's interview with Quentin on how they're made.
Hi, my name's Kito ARUH, and I'm here today with Quintin Diener, and we're going to talk about his experience with music video production. So how are you doing, Quintin?
I'm good. How you doing, Kito?
I'm great. So I have a couple questions for you. Ready to answer them? Cool. So I guess, how did your interest begin with music video production?
I would say my father. He was once part of music production, video production, and I would always be with him. It was inevitable I was going to start doing videos, pick up the camera.
Did you see him doing a particular type of music video that got you inspired to do that type, or did you venture off into another direction?
He inspired me to do usually hip hop videos, but he has like a wide array of videos. He does all types of genres, whether it be hip hop, country, R&B, blues. He does everything.
Okay, cool. So outside of your father, what are your musical influences?
Director X, recently Cole Bennett. He's very creative. I think he's starting a whole new wave.
Okay, so what is his new wave? If you could describe it in a couple words.
It's not the traditional music video where you just stand in front of the camera and try to look cool. He has a lot of animations, he has a lot of props, colors, and it's vibrant. This is a weird one, but like Quentin Tarantino, some of his scenery, how he sets up some of his videos, I like that too, and I like to incorporate it into music videos because you don't see that type of stuff in hip hop.
That's cool. So I guess when you are starting your day to film a music video, tell me the hardest part of that day.
The hardest part is depending upon your talent. Some people are professional with their own time and they take it serious, and some people don't. And you have to work around that.
Okay.
Especially because they're paying you.
So this isn't just a hobby, it's a job.
I mean, it started off as a hobby, it still is a hobby, but it's kind of slowly turning into a job.
So what different equipment are you typically using?
Well, that's dependent upon the music video. Like, I might have to have props or certain wardrobe, but it's usually just, because hip hop is not too difficult, it's usually just me and the camera.
Now that it's becoming a job, if you had to make up a production company, what would that production company look like? I
do videos, but I want to add all types of talent, like whether it be photography or artists or digital artists or anything like that. So when somebody comes to your company, you can provide them with multiple things instead of just one.
Do you have anything to encourage other aspiring music video production people out there?
I say keep going. When you start, you're going to be terrible. Most people are going to be terrible, but don't let that hold you back or hinder your progress. You keep going.
Okay. Thank you, Quentin, so much for joining me on this interview. And thank you guys for watching. See you later.
Yeah. Thank you for joining in today. What's up, Austin P? Y'all ready to have some fun? Let's do it. Yeah. Going out there, trying to do my style. Out there, going out there real wild. Yeah, can't nobody gonna stop me out now. Yeah. Going hard at this thing. Going out there at this thing. Just trying to do my thing. Yeah. What you know about that? Born right here in this college without that. Just trying to keep on rocking right here, man. Just trying to go out there and in this style. Yeah, cause you know I'm not to drop out. Just trying to keep on doing wild out. Man, what you know about that style, man? I can't relate. Going right there, just trying to go and doing this thing. Yeah, trying to keep on working hard, get my degree. Cause I hope they give me a bank. Going right there, just trying to do this thing. What you know about that, yeah, homie, man? All my influences coming right here from the man right here on my neck. Can't nobody gonna stop me right here. Just trying to go out there working at that. Yeah, maybe you can go real hard, get a tattoo over my neck. Oh man, yeah, you maybe don't know. Going right there, just trying to do that. Just trying to keep on going right hard, man, while I'm doing this rap. Yeah, just trying to keep on going hard, man. Can't nobody gonna stop me like that. I ain't no dub, I'm a gub. Coming right here and give you a hug. Can't nobody gonna stop me like yeah. Out there gonna get it, oh yeah. Can't nobody gonna stop me, oh nah. Just trying to keep it rapping like that, yeah. Oh man, thank you for joining in today.